Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Thursday edition. I'm your host, iNoslen, and we've got your boy Diligent with Black Box Entertainment. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Noslin? Thank you for having me on your radio program. Like you said it, man. Diligent, Black Box Entertainment, man. I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, most definitely, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Here's a big thing that I like to do with all artists when we start the interview, and that's ask them a little bit about where they grew up and, how they, kind of started on their path to being an artist.
Okay, well, I have to tell you that my journey is different from a lot of artists you may interview. I'm from Southwest Atlanta. I know you may hear the Goodie Mob album. They refer to it as the SWATs. That's the acronym, Southwest Atlanta. Born and raised. In terms of me being an artist, my passion starts back in middle school. Back in middle school, I attended school with Crisscross. And when they came out with Jump in 1992, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Crisscross and the song. Okay. But when Jump came out in 92, that was the motivation that I received. That, I just started rapping to see both of my friends make it big. Shout out to Chris Smith, and I definitely have to say rest in peace to my friend Chris Kelly. I miss you, brother. But when they came out with Jump in 92, that's what it was, to see guys that, you were in the band with in elementary school, that you sung in the choir or the chorus with, and, guys you hung out with, to see them go on tour with Michael Jackson, be on TV. That was my motivation to start rapping. Yeah, man, that's amazing. You know what I mean? It's like you see your friends doing well, and you're like, I want to do that too. It motivates you, and it does. When I was growing up, all of my friends were DJs, producers. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I was like, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't good at DJing, man. I won't lie to you there. I, as far as production goes, I'm good at this. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do, audio production, a lot of recording, stuff like that. That's really what I got. A jump start at. But like, what it was, man, I started off in Chicago, man, and I lived up there. Oh, wow.
I used to yeah, man, that's the first city we lived in, and then I went back up there as an adult after we moved to Florida once, and I was up there, man, and I worked for this little company, man. I did radio spots and stuff, and it was like kind of what motivated me, and then like I came back to Florida and I was like, man, what am I going to do with myself? So I went to college, got my degree, did a few other things, with my life, got a good job and stuff. And then I was like, you know what? I want to get back to my passion. And that was doing the show. So when I found the opportunity, I just started, looking around, man. How was I going to do this? I got to interview somebody, man. And I remember the first guy that ever came on the show, his name was Chose Mac. And DJ Wireless Jersey or whatever. I talked to Plex about this. It was in the video and the interview when we did it. But the biggest thing that I guess drove me to want to do it was the ability to be able to talk to you guys, man, and just get an understanding of your life path. What got you to where you're at, the things that you've done, and for yourself, as a person, but also as an artist and your growth. And that's gonna bring me to this first question, which was, at 10 years old, how did you know you wanted to be an artist? Well, for me, again, it was just something, watching TV, and I think during that time, you had LL Cool J, the Fat Boys, and, just Kool Moe Dee, and, just other artists and groups that, and I said, I can do that, because I actually used to write poems real well in school, even before I started rapping. We would write poems in my literature class, and my teacher said, you write really good poems, but I never had a desire to be a poet. No shot to any poets out there. I know we just lost Maya Angelou, so gotta say rest in peace to her. But I was more on the hip hop side. I just always had a love for music. I mean, you can even go back before the Fat Boys, even just with Michael Jackson, and doing Billie Jean and Thrill and doing that era.
of music, and that's where the passion came from. And just like I said, fast forward to see, you know, my two good friends make it big as Chris Cross did, and I just felt like, you know, if he can do it, I can do it. You know, it was one of those things. And to add to that, the other thing that people don't know is Chris Smith, who was referred to as Daddy Mac, the light-skinned one who was in Chris Cross, actually gave me my rap name. So when you hear Diligent, it's because of Chris Smith. He's the one who coined the name Diligent for my rap name. So I definitely got to give a shout out to Chris Smith for doing that.
Man, check that out. That's super cool, man. So you actually like went to school with these guys, and then you watched them grow up and do their thing, and then man, you got your name from them. But that's pretty cool though. One of your homeboys gives you a nickname. You know what I mean? And it just kind of works out.
Yeah. Well, before Diligent, I was rapping under CP, which is my initials for my government, Corey Pruitt. And we were in the studio. I'll just give you the background real quick. I was in the studio at Chris Smith's house, and, you know, I was referring myself to CP. He was like, man, you should rap under another name, because on their third album, there was a gentleman by the name of Chris Terry, who I also have to say rest in peace to Chris Terry. He referred to himself as CT, the initials of his name. So he thought it would be a conflict, you know, CT, CP. So he said, you should rap under a name like Diligent or something like that. That's exactly how he said it. I said, Diligent. And I looked up Diligent, been hardworking, being assiduous, and I've always been a hardworking person in school and other activities that I did, and it just fit, you know, and it was a unique name, and that's how I ran with it. So that's how I got the name Diligent. And also, in middle school, I attended school besides Chris Cross with Young Dro, with Rocco the Don, and also Polo the Don, who produced for Nelly Furtado. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the song On Them D's by Rich Boy. Polo the Don did that beat. So, you know, just a lot of the artists and a lot of producers that you hear now, you know, we all came from the same place. So I just definitely had to plug that in, that we all grew up together, attended school together. So it was because of Chris Cross, man. I really appreciate them for that.
Man, that's freaking amazing. Just imagine that, man.
It's crazy.
Heck yeah, man. That's super cool. It was cool that you had a bond with those guys. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, everybody got to, everybody got to know them as like, you know, these big superstars. But, you know, it's like you guys actually went to school with them, man. You know, you knew who they were. You know who they were outside of the business side. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And actually, go ahead. I'm sorry, let me cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good, man. I mean, that's probably one of the coolest stories I've heard in forever, man. I mean, honestly, that's amazing, man. I grew up during that era, though. You know what I mean? I was a 80s baby, man. You know what I'm saying? I grew up listening to freaking Kumo D2, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember listening to like EPMD and everything from the Northeast, really, man. I mean, there was some stuff like later on in the 90s, man. You know what I'm saying? When like Outkast came out and, you know what I'm saying? The freaking Cadillac Funky Music song, man. My bad. I like blanked there for a second. It was old, man, but I used to love that freaking album. You know what I'm saying? So there's been amazing artists that have come out of Georgia in general, man, and you know, it never stops, man. So as I can see for sure, man, you guys are just keep pushing out, man, just amazing tracks, and you know, those are some of the things that just prove, you know, that there is a lot of good rappers out there. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'll put you up there, man. I heard a lot of your tracks. I mean, I got a chance to kind of do a little bit of background on you, and I seen you were a freestyle champion at the Mike Club Freestyle Competition. It was hosted by Drez the Beatnik back in 2001. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, shout out to Drez, man. Real good guy. Drez the Beatnik. Shout out to him.
Yeah, man, that's super cool. So I see you had like a bunch of achievements that had to do like in you know, countless years. Like you had the 10-week freestyle champion on the Cocoa Brothers show on Hot 107.9. Sorry, back in 2002, and then in 2003 you were the undisputed MC on Arnell Starr's American Music Makers, man. So I mean, you've done a lot of big things here. Oh, and one last one. There's one there where you were in the Freestyle Friday on BET's 106 in Park, man, in 2005. So that's freaking amazing, man. So you've done some pretty big stuff.
Yeah, well, you know, I just been blessed, man. You know, I'm not. One thing about me it's not even just Diligent, just me as a person, that I've never been a boastful person. I've never, you know, felt like I had to degrade or belittle anybody, you know, with my resume on my achievements. I'm just blessed, man, to be able to, go on 106 in Park, and not only go on 106, but to be the first native of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? To go on 106 and perform on Freestyle Friday is just a huge achievement. To be on the Arnell Star Show, which was a big show back in that time, I think like 2003, and even before that, his show was really big locally in Atlanta. But rest in peace to Arnell Star. But yeah, man, all that Cocoa Brothers show, all that good stuff, man. I'm just really blessed, man.
That's super cool. And then here's one of the coolest things I think that I read in your bio that, blew my mind was you collaborated with Khujo from Goodie Mob, man.
Yeah, Khujo, that's my big brother. Shout out to the Goodie Mob.
That's freaking amazing. Yo, I love that guy, dude. I've heard all his music. I remember Goodie Mob, man. All that stuff was good, man. Soul Food, all that, man.
Yeah, Khujo, that's my big brother. Actually, just like with Crisscross, Khujo's mother and my father know each other, and also his grandmother as well. And so, just to see Crisscross make it in 92 with Jump, and then you fast forward to 95 and see, my friend Khujo make it, big with Goodie Mob with Cell Therapy and Soul Food, Still Standing. The albums. I know Noslen, and have an album out. They have a new album out right now, I encourage everybody to go pick up that new Goodie Mob album, Rage Against the Machine. It's out right now. It's, CeeLo, T-Mo, Gil, the whole group back together, Khujo. So I'm just glad they're still doing that thing in 2014. It really means a lot. I'm really proud of both of them, Crisscross and Goodie Mob, for what they've done for Atlanta, as well as Outkast and the other groups that come out. But just because I know them personally, I really appreciate what they've done, as well as Young Dro, my home.
Oh, most definitely, man. You know what it is? It's just that they were the pioneers.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they're the pioneers, yeah.
Yeah, man. You got to have somebody from your hood that made it, man. You know what I'm saying? Whoever it happens to be, you know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, man, one of us made it. Maybe another will. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody else will. And then you guys just keep building. And from what I could see, man, this year has been really big for a lot of artists. In 2014, man, I've just seen and heard a lot of amazing music in, a really short amount of time. I remember within from January to March, man, I think I accumulated over 1,000 songs, man, that just people were sending to me to get it. Yeah, it was nutty, man. I was like, oh my God, there's so many artists out there. I didn't even know, that there was this much movement in the indie movement. You know what I mean? Because I started off, kind of slow, and I was just like, man, I don't want to, get into this too fast and just be overwhelmed. But then I was like, you know what? You gotta just move and shake, man. So I just jumped into it, and man, I haven't stopped ever since. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right.
Yeah, it was one of the things, man, and I think that's what makes me, want to do it more. It's just like I said, man, I get to hear these amazing stories from people like yourself that have actually dealt with people who have made it, man.
And not only that, also the passion. You have a love for what you do. And one thing my father always taught me: if you're doing what you love, you don't never have to work a day in your life. And he always used to tell me that ever since I was a little boy, that whatever you do, if you love what you're doing, you never have to work a day in your life because you love what you do. You have a passion for it and a love for it.
Yeah, man, most definitely. So let's keep it moving. So let's talk about, what is your greatest achievement so far? Outside of all the things that we've tried to cover, what do you think your greatest achievement is so far? And what do you plan on doing in your career in the future?
Okay, good question. Well, I would say my biggest achievement was being on 106 in Park. Just to be seen and heard on an international level. Just to give a little background on that, that was 2005, and I battled a guy named Sonny. He resides in Atlanta now, but he's from Rochester. And Sonny was the freestyle champ. Also on the Cocoa Brothers show, he was a freestyle champ there as well. And actually, that's who I took the title from, was Sonny. So we kind of reunited on stage on 106. So shout out to Sonny for that. But we battled on 106 as well. And actually, that was our third battle. We battled twice on the radio, and then we got to battle on 106. So that was definitely my greatest achievement, to be seen and heard by millions over the world. The recognition that I got even afterwards, and the love and the support, I think that was my greatest achievement. As far as me in the future, right now, and I know I don't want to jump the gun because I know you know about the 2 CDs I have out now. So, but right now I'm working on the Divine Sons project, and what that is, when I was in college, I was in a group called Divine Mind Entertainment, DME, Divine Mind Entertainment. And all these brothers, when we went to school, we came together, all from different parts of the world. And we were able to open up for Cash Money and Rough Riders in '99 for our homecoming, which was a good look and another achievement. And we reunited after over a decade. We reunited, and we're going to come out with another album. We're going to do this album. It's Divine Sons, and, you know, you'll hear the Black Box artists on there, myself, along with Pledge Long and Face the Truth. And I'm really excited about it. We got a lot of songs in our catalog, and we just recently came back from South Carolina shooting a video for one of the songs that'll be on the album. And I'm just real excited. I'm just to reunite with my brothers, because, you know, we've all gotten older and gotten married. Some have kids, and it's real exciting. And to bring the Black Box family into the whole equation only makes it better. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, man, most definitely. You know, I remember I had a feeling just like that not that long ago with some of my friends, man, that I played baseball with, you know what I'm saying, when we were kids, you know, in Little League and stuff. And man, I just ran into all of them on Facebook, and I was like, no way. And I got to see all these guys, and it felt great, man, to be able to talk to them again, you know what I'm saying? And for you is a little bit more special because you guys actually, you know, shared a common thing where you can actually make music, man, and record it. You know what I'm saying? And that's amazing. You know what I mean?
And then, you know, just to not only just to reunite with those brothers, but also we all bring something different to the table. It's, you know, I'm just so proud of Anon. Shout out to Mike Check and Felix and Plex, who I know you've already interviewed, and Face and Hunch, and just all the guys who were just in on the project, Trice and everybody. It's a group of us. If I couldn't shout out everybody, I apologize, but it's just gonna be really big. It's hip hop at its essence, and everybody being from somebody different, all of us coming together, like. It's like family. It's like a family reunion. That's exactly what it is. So I'm really looking forward to the project coming out. So we'll be sure to get a copy to you.
Heck yeah, man. I really appreciate it, dude. That'll be freaking amazing. I'd love to hear all of you guys collaborate together. It sounds like you had a really tight group of guys that just made some amazing music, and it's about to happen again, ladies and gentlemen. And you heard it here on Thursday edition on iNoslen Radio. But let's keep this thing moving. I wanted to ask you a few more questions, man, because there's like a few. There's a list here, but I'm gonna try and get to as many as I can. So let's talk about. Yeah, cool. So let's talk about some of your albums. Let's talk about the Campbellton Road. Let's talk about that one.
Okay, Live from Campbellton Road, Volume 1. Wow, that was my first release. We released that project in 2008, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was March of 2008. You can go on Google and just type in Live from Campbellton Road, Diligent, and it'll come right up. It's a free download link. It features Young Dro, who I spoke about earlier, from Hustle Gang or Grand Hustle. It also features Khujo Goodie, who we all already spoke about. He's on the CD. The Black Box family is on there. And it was just a blessing. I mean, I'm just happy that, you know, Khujo and Dro just took the time for their busy schedules to even consider being on my CD. And it really meant a lot. And it's a good CD. It's 20 tracks. Like I said, the Black Box family is on there, from SK the Kid. Face the Truth is on there. Pledge Long is on there. So it was a really good album, man. It got a really good response when it came out, and people still contact me about that CD. So that was my first CD.
Man, that's amazing, dude. So let's talk about Sanctified with Anointed Talent.
Yeah, that was my second CD. Yeah, SWAT Atlanta. I'll give you a little background story how we came up with the title. It's kind of interesting. SWAT Atlanta, obviously SWAT standing for Sanctified with Anointed Talent, but also it's the acronym from, you know, where I grew up at, you know, Southwest Atlanta. But when it came up, and I don't want to jump the gun again, but in one of my grind time battles, I battled a guy named Isaac, and it's on YouTube. You can YouTube it, Diligent vs. Isaac. Shout out to Isaac. He's out of Florida. And when they introduce me, you know, they have your profile next to your face when they, you know, you introduce yourself. Yeah. And the guy, my man Deuce, who's in Grindtown, Georgia, shout out to Deuce. Deuce put SWAT Atlanta up there. They normally put Southwest Atlanta or Atlanta, Georgia, you know, as my profile. But he put SWAT Atlanta one day on this particular battle. And I looked at it, I said, SWAT Atlanta, and it just stuck with me. I said, I got to use that some kind of way. It has to be a title of one of my CDs or a song that I do. Like, it just stuck with me. So my brother, Pastor Brian Young, who's the pastor of Center Hope Church, on Jonesboro, Georgia. He's my older brother. He's the one who came up with the acronym. At first, I think we had Sanctified Without Any Temptation. I think it was going to be the name of it originally that me and Plex came up with. So, and we were kind of playing with that. And then I went to my brother about it. I said, I think this is what I want the title of my CD to be. And he said, you know what? I think it should be Sanctified with Anointed Talent. And as soon as he said it, I just knew that was it, you know. So shout out to my brother, Pastor Brian Young, for that. I really appreciate that. So that's how it came. But as far as the project itself, it has 10 tracks on there. Again, Khujo, Bless Me Again on this CD. Plex Long is on there, who's a part of my Black Box family. Face the Truth is on there. SK is on there. And also my man Credo Clay, who is just an awesome, talented, inspiring gospel artist. And he also attended school with myself and Dro and Rocco and Polo the Dunn, as I spoke of earlier. So Credo Clay was there also. He graduated with us as well, with me, Dro, and Crisscross. So
wow, so you just been surrounded by talented guys really your whole life, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It just when Crisscross made it in '92, they just motivated so many people. With Dro coming out in 2006 with Shoulder Lean and everything he's doing with T.I. and the whole Hustle Game movement, and what I do with Black Box and what Credo Clay is doing, and it just started. You know what it was? It started a snowball effect. You know, first was Crisscross, then Young Dro, and then, you know, you see guys you grew up with and you hung out with and talked to on the phone as friends, and you see them on TV as well, and it's just a beautiful thing, man. I'm just really proud of it. Just what everybody's accomplished up to this point, including myself. They really were a big effect on that. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, it's been an amazing experience just hearing the story and understanding, you know, kind of where you came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, so many good stories. I wish we had the time. I could tell you so many stories that about all of us. We had really, really good times back.
Oh man, I could imagine. One day, how about this? We'll set aside some time, just me and you, man. You can give me a shot on the phone, man, and we'll talk, man. We'll talk ourselves. We'll spend as much time as you want, man. Oh man, that's amazing, dude. I mean, to me, you seem like the kind of person that would, you know, be surrounded by these kind of people because one, you're motivated to succeed. Two, you're very lyrical, man. I've listened to your music. You know, hey, you got my vote. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. Thank you, iNoslen. I appreciate that.
Oh man, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that from you, man.
Before we proceed, I think I made an error when I was promoting Goodie Mob's new album. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's called Age Against the Machine. I think I said Rage earlier, so Age Against the Machine. So I just wanted to make that correction.
Heck yeah, man. The Goodie Mob, dude. I remember listening to those guys, man. They were amazing back then. I can't wait to check out this album. I'm definitely going to take a look at it. But let's keep it moving, man. I got some more questions here I wanted to talk to you about. So here's something that I like to ask artists, and this is, you know, my own personal thing. Like, out of all of your albums, what do you feel is your favorite song?
Wow. You got to give me, let me think about that. Both albums. Well, how about I can give you my favorite track off both albums, because it just, every song, I like mostly every song for different reasons. So from Live from Campbellton Road, I would say my favorite song was probably the last track on the album, which is Sorry. It was a song which based on a true story that I did for my daughter. You know, and just basically talking about, you know, becoming a father and the things she encountered, things I encountered, and I'm basically apologizing to her for the things that I was doing as a father that was, you know, not unbecoming of being a father, because You know, I had my first child when I was 19, and just being young, I was out there doing things that I probably had no business doing. And so I would say Sorry is my favorite track on Live from Campbellton Road. As far as Swatlanta, what's funny is that my favorite song on Swatlanta is a song that I'm not even on. But I would say my favorite song is The Purpose. And it's track 4, I think, on the CD, and it features my man Khujo Goodie, who I spoke of earlier. My man Jay Stacks, who's also a producer, represents One Soul Entertainment. That's SOL Soul, One Soul Entertainment, and also my man C6, who's an inspiring artist in Atlanta, who's also done tracks with Goodie Mob on their Lumberjacks project, which is Khujo and Khujo Goodie. He was on that album, so that's probably my favorite song. But also Testimony, that it's like a tie between Purpose and Testimony, because Testimony is that's what it is. It's my testimony about life and me, you know, having a relationship with God. Because, you know, I figure if God blessed me with this talent, why not use it, you know, to uplift Him? So in that particular track, that's what basically talks about my testimony, where I was then and where I am now. So those are my 3 favorite songs. So Sorry from Live from Campbellton Road, from the Swatlanta project, The Purpose, with Khujo, Jay Stacks, and C6, and also Testimony, which is the first track on the album that features my brother, Pastor Brian Young, who I spoke of earlier.
Heck yeah, man. It's just, you know, like I said, I listened to the albums, and I'm going to tell you this. They're amazing. And those songs, you're right, are probably the best picks, man. I mean, they're the most meaningful. You know, no, seriously, they're the most meaningful because they came from your heart. You know, they were lyrics, but they had a lot of meaning. Yeah, exactly.
And they're true stories, and they're true. You know, it's based on my life and things that I've experienced. So there's nothing fiction in neither one of the songs of Testimony and Sorry.
That's awesome, man. So here's another one. If you had your choice right now, who would be somebody you'd want to collaborate with that's famous now that you haven't with already?
Okay, now, it's honestly, it's 3 artists, and the only reason I want to name all 3 because I have a lot of respect for all 3 artists. And it is hard to just narrow down to one when I speak of these 3 artists, but it would be Andre 3000 from Outkast. It would be T.I., and it will also be Eminem. Those are the 3 artists that if I had an opportunity, you know, to do a song with, it'll be those 3. And to narrow it down to one, I just like all 3 of them for, you know, for same reasons as well as different reasons. And those are the 3 artists. Yeah, Andre 3000, T.I., and Eminem.
Man, that would be an amazing track, let me tell you, because all those guys are very talented.
Oh, all of us could be on one track. That'd be even better, so no one's left out. So.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I want to see. If you ask me, that's what I want to see. I would love to see all 4 of you guys. One track. Kill it, man. Just bar after bar after bar. Just everybody throw 16. You know what I'm saying? Across the board. That would be amazing, man.
And I've had the privilege of meeting Andre and T.I., you know, since I've been rapping by. I've never met Eminem, so, you know, who knows? You know, God, everything happens through God. So, you know, He may have a plan. You know, you might hear an Eminem and do it your track. Who knows? Sky's the limit.
Man, hey, I hope you meet him, dude. And if you do, tell him I said what's up, man.
Yeah, shout out to Shady. Yeah, most definitely.
Heck yeah, man, for sure, man. I love those guys. They were all a part of that movement, man. You know what I'm saying? They kept it going. You know, they really did, man. You know.
Yeah. Just the lyricism and just you know that flow. It's just so many attributes that I could like. When I listen to those 3 artists, they make me want to write. Like, you know, that's what I feel. That's what hip hop has to get back to. Like, I remember going to buy, you know, the Biggie album. Listen, the first time I heard Ready to Die and Life After Death, Biggie made me grab my pad and pen and write. Like, I gotta get better. Like, you hear what this guy rapping about? So
yeah, step up your game, right?
that's kind of fed those 3 gentlemen have on me every time I hear them.
Oh, most definitely, man. You know, it's like I've got a lot of guys I look up to too. You know that they do radio. You know, like Peter Rosenberg.
Yeah, shout out to Peter Rosenberg.
Cypher Sound, man. You know what I'm saying? I love those guys, man, and they kind of motivate me to get better too. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanna be at that level one day. You know what I'm saying?
You will get to that level. We're gonna go ahead and claim it right now on the Thursday edition that you will get to that.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome, bro. I appreciate that, man. So let's do it. So this is going to bring us to the end of the interview here. What I like to do for all the artists that come on the show is to let you plug away at where everybody could find you, any upcoming shows, anything you got going on. You can let everybody know right now. Okay. Well, again, thank you for your time, iNoslen, for the interview. As far as for Diligent, what's coming up? Wow, it's so much. I just don't want to just ramble, but like I spoke of the Divine Sons project with my college brothers that we're in the process of putting out. And I also have to give a shout out to my man Dan Johns. I neglected to shout him out earlier with my other Divine Sons brothers, but he's been a big part of this project. He's based out of South Carolina, so big shout out to Dan Johns and everything he's doing for the project. He's a really talented artist, and you can YouTube him as well. That's Dan and Johns with an S on the end of Johns. He's out of South Carolina. He's a very, very talented artist and had an influential role in me as far as the battle side of it. So I definitely gotta give a shout out to Dan Johns. But also I have a battle coming out on Spit That Heat. Shout out to Milltown Blow. Spit That Heat, and you all can subscribe to his channel as well, which is Milltown Blow. You can just type it in YouTube and the battles will come up. Please subscribe. It's Southern battle rap at its finest. So after a 2-year hiatus, I did a battle on Spit That Heat, my return battle against T-Rific, who's based out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Shout out to T-Rific. And our battle should be coming out, within hopefully the next couple of weeks or so. We just have to see. I know they have a schedule to adhere to, so I want to be respectful to Milltown and Cannon and TGO and the whole Spit That Heat family. But after that, my next battle will be on July the 5th, which is the Saturday, the day after the 4th of July. It will be in Memphis, Tennessee with Iron Mouth Battle League. That's IMBL, Iron Mouth Battle League. So shout out to my man AC Dutch, K-Wine, everybody out there. I'll be battling Mr. Green. He represents the Money Team. That's his crew. And Memphis Money Team. So we're going to go to Tennessee and we're going to do work, as far as that. So that's July the 5th. Still in the studio working on tracks outside of the Divine Sons project. There will be another Diligent CD that'll come out in 2015. We're in the early stages of that. Our main focus is really this Divine Sons project. So once we get that off, we'll kind of see what we're going to do for the third Diligent project. If you all want to contact me, you can contact me on Twitter. My Twitter is Diligent. That's D as in dog, ILIGENT, SWATS, SWATS. You can add me at Twitter. We have a Black Box Facebook, which is facebook.com/BlackBoxDMV, BlackBoxDMV, as well as our YouTube, which is youtube.com/BlackBoxDMV as well. The new Pletz Long album is out right now, Smiles and Cries 2. You can get off iTunes right now and download that. This is his 5th album. It's a really great album. I'm featured on that, and I appreciate Pletz Long for that. And his new video is out, which is The Game Is Mine, which is on the Black Box YouTube page, Black Box DMV on YouTube. You can check that out. We just got a lot of stuff going right now. Just stay tuned. Divine Sons project. I'm still doing the battles and everything, man. I'm just really blessed right now. I know I keep saying that, but words just can't describe how blessed I am right now. Just to, in this stage of my life, be working, be a family man, being a husband and a father. And I just wish my mom was here to see it. I know she's smiling down right now, and my sister. So I'm just happy to still be doing what I'm doing in 2014. So y'all just stay tuned, man. Black Box ENT, Divine Sons, Carnage. That's my battle clique. So we're gonna keep it moving, man. We're gonna provide good music from y'all, great visuals and everything. It's gonna be. Just stay tuned. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Well, there you go, everybody. Now you know where to find Diligent everywhere. He's got a lot of amazing projects coming up. You definitely do not want to miss any of that. Stay tuned to iNoslen Radio, Sunday edition and Thursday edition. I'll try and give you guys as many updates as I can throughout the week. And if you follow me on Twitter at Noslen78, that's Noslen 78, and the show at iNoslen Show, that's INOSLEN SHOW, each and every week. Thursday edition, 7 to 8 p.m. And then on Sunday, 1 to 3. Don't miss any of the episodes. We'll catch you guys next week.